Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Lucchese, and welcome to the YouTube channel. So things are a little bit different. I am in St. Louis today with my good friend and business partner, Jason Palliser, and I wanted to make sure that we kept up with our videos because we're doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we did a really cool video on Monday that talked about some of the cool things that you could do with finding folks directly at banks. And I wanted to show you a strategy that you could implement once you do get those individuals and you're able to do some really cool stuff with taking non-performing notes and turning them into deeds that you will have, and you're essentially creating deals that nobody else would ever see. So I made a nice little presentation for you about some of the deals that we do and how we do this. So let me share my screen here, and we'll go over this cool little hack deal. And let me show you my screen here. So this is how we're working the short sale hack. And what it is, I was talking during our Monday video, I was talking about bank direct non-performing notes. So you can essentially get in contact with folks at banks to get their inventory. Now, some folks may not even know how to do non-performing note deals. And this strategy is, yes, it is a little bit more advanced, but you know what? You can still do this. It doesn't matter what experience level you're at. If you come across contacts at banks, you could always reach out and partner with us, because we are looking for folks that we could partner up with on deals. So in this particular case, I want you to think about this. So somebody has a mortgage that they have on their house. They aren't paying on it. They're 6 months behind. So this is a big problem for the bank. And Jason and I were talking about this last night. Like, why would banks want to offload these properties? And the simple answer is they cannot lend as much money when they start having their balance sheet reviewed and they're seeing that there's what's called non-accrual debt popping up. And they need to get rid of them. They need to liquidate them as quickly as possible. So when somebody's 6 months behind, and especially right now, a lot of banks really can't do much. They can't file foreclosure proceedings. They cannot do really anything. At this point, this would be a great opportunity. And we talked about this, I believe it was on Friday or Saturday. We had Dan Zatofsky on here, and this is something that he does as well. This is where he takes non-performing notes and turns them into deeds. So in this particular case, this is unpaid principal balance, and that's the UPB, unpaid principal balance, is $135,000. The after repair value is $155,000. So at this point, you got to start thinking, well, what would the bank take for a deal like this? And I've been doing this for years, over a decade that I've been implementing this strategy with getting direct to banks, credit unions, hedge funds, you name it, to the institutions that have these types of assets that they want to sell off. And in this particular case, the bank settles for $56,000. That's a 65% discount from the unpaid principal balance. So like I was saying, yes, this is an advanced strategy. Some folks may get it, some folks may not get it. But if you come across, hey, I've got somebody at the bank, I just need help, we will help you. As long as the individual is working for an actual bank or credit union. We get tons of people that come to us and say, hey, I've got this, and this. And it's a note package that has been circulated all around the world. It's like, we don't want that. We want to be able to work direct. And with what I showed you on Monday, you can do that. And we're going to be showing you some more things that you could implement along the way. But this is something that allows you to do some really cool things. And what we would do is we would purchase the non-performing note with a private money lender. So again, a little bit advanced, but again, if you are new to this, we could come in as that private money lender, as your partner, because we have the capital, we could take things down and you can get paid. You can make money with us. That's the big thing. That's why I wanted to make this video, is to share this with you, but also let you know that we could do partnering with you. And then you give your private money lender security in LLC ownership. So what I would recommend you do is form a new LLC, and you could talk to your attorney about this, definitely do that. You could form an LLC with your private money lender so that there can be security. Normally, when a private money lender gets involved in real estate, they are backed by the actual real estate. Unfortunately, this is a non-performing note. This is a mortgage, so it's really hard to attach any type of security to it. But the best way to do that for them to feel that they have security in this is that you have ownership in the LLC that's going to acquire the non-performing note. That's the way to do it. And then in the operating agreement, you could have different terms in there that if you do not perform, if you do not execute on X dates, or you don't hit certain milestones, that private money lender then gets full 100% security in that LLC, and you're essentially exited from that. And that just, that never will happen as long as you're doing the deals the right way. Then what we do is we'll offer a homeowner what's called a deed in lieu, the owner of record. That's the most important part. You're talking to the owner, and they are the owner of record currently on title. Even though they're in foreclosure, it doesn't matter. They're still the owner of record. The bank can't come and do anything until either foreclosure is done, deed in lieu is done, or something is worked out with the bank, maybe a loan modification. But then we offer a deed in lieu option, and the deed in lieu option can be really helpful to somebody so that they don't have their credit completely destroyed. So that could be something that could be very beneficial for them, and we could offer a quick deed in lieu, and we could even do what's called cash for keys. So if they need help moving, $1,500 to $2,000, and Jason was asking me about this earlier, why would we do that? Well, we don't want the house completely trashed. What do people normally do when they're upset, when they're in this position? They want to trash the house, take all the stuff out of the house, rip apart things. This would just be an opportunity for us to get the property in, not, I wouldn't say awesome condition, but at least in good condition. They'll walk out of the house, and we just say, hey, if you want to get the $1,500, $2,000, whatever we agree to, that they have to have the house in somewhat clean order when they leave. All their stuff has to be taken out of the house. We'll do a walkthrough with them and make sure that is good to go, and then they'll get that check. And then once the deed in lieu is signed, the LLC becomes the owner of record. So it goes from a note, then we get the deed in lieu signed, and then once that is signed, we record that with the county, and then now the LLC that we bought the note with becomes the owner of record. So what just happened right there? If you aren't paying attention, pay attention, because we just created an off-market property out of thin air, and that is something that doesn't happen all the time. It's a pretty magical thing, and now people are going to start going nutso over this deal because it's completely off market. Nobody knows about it. It's not on the MLS. It's not on Craigslist. You're the only one that knows about it, and maybe you'll just let a couple select individuals, cash buyers, know about it. And here's what we do. So we now own a property that we bought for $56,000. Again, big discount. Those banks are willing to do those big discounts. Sometimes they're willing to do even more. And then we sell it for $85,000 to an end buyer. Now we minus off $1,500 in closing costs, minus off $500 for utilities, and that number is rounded up just a little bit higher. Normally we don't hold these properties for more than a month, no more than 45 days. And then we minus off $2,000 that we gave the previous owner of record to sign the deed in lieu. We gave them $2,000. So we're minusing that off. We minus off property taxes, which is $3,000. And again, I always have my numbers a little bit higher than most so that, I get a little bit more back on my checks. And then we minus off $3,500 to our private money lender for lending the capital for that 35, 45 day stretch. The profit to us at that point is $18,500 by using a short sale hack. Now, this hack could also be used in another strategy. If you watched our Wednesday video with myself, Michael, Brett Hauer, and Jason Palliser, we talked about a really cool way that you can have homeowners stay in the house. And it's a little bit more advanced. We'll talk about that on Monday's video. But it's another hack that you can do for not just solving problems for people, but getting them into positions to where they could at least get their life back on track. Because that's what it's really about. and you could do some really amazing things here. I'm going to exit out of the presentation, and you could do some truly amazing things with folks. If you like that, what we were just sharing right there, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you have any comments or anything that you would like for us to share with you, I'd be more than happy to do that. The hack that we'll be sharing with you on Monday it's going to be a game changer as well. We're going to be talking about how you can make some substantial profit spreads by allowing people to stay in their home. So if you missed Wednesday's session, I would highly recommend that you watch that real quick, and then you'll be able to get a good feel for what we're going to be discussing on Monday, because we're going to do a little bit more of a deeper dive, talk about it, and just make sure that everything is making sense for you guys so that we are 100% good to go. But hopefully that makes sense to you folks. I wanted to make sure that we were staying on schedule. We like doing our Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for getting videos out. And I know this was kind of completely unannounced because I was going to just record the video and then put it up, but I wanted to do it live stream so that you guys can see it. But the thing is, I was watching Jason's daughter while he was at the gym, and her and I had a great conversation. Here I am, and there's a 5-year-old, and she was telling me a bunch of stuff, and she wanted my attention, which was fine because I've got a 5-year-old daughter as well, and we were playing a little bit of Jenga. So I lost Jenga, and she lost Jenga, so we were having a good time here. But either way, I wanted to show you guys that short sale hack. Wanted to make sure that you guys understood it. So I know there's not a bunch of people on right now, so if you want to ask some questions later on, I'll be more than happy to answer that for you and get that taken care of for you. But I hope you enjoyed today. If you did, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop any comments below. If you enjoyed this, let me know that you would like to see what we're talking about on Monday as well. So I will get this out to folks. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. But other than that, hey, have an upcoming great weekend. And yes, we're still going to do a video on Monday. I know it's Memorial Day, but we are going to do a video on Monday and get that out there. We just want to continue to deliver content for you and make sure that you are making money from the information that we are sharing with you. But other than that, hey, thanks for joining us on today. If you're listening to this as a recording, I super appreciate you as a subscriber. And hopefully you found some help in this video. Make sure that if you have any of those deals that we talked about in this video, let us know because we would love to do some deal partnering with you. As long as the deal makes sense and you've been watching our videos and here on YouTube, you understand what we're looking for. If you don't, that's completely fine too, but I would love to have a chat with you, see if there's something that we could do from a deal partnering standpoint. So yeah, other than that, have a great day. Make sure you become a subscriber. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye now.